Sick or not, he's the one with the armor.
I don't blame you. All right, so Sam goes down first. He gets a couple of squares into the room, and think for like high fantasy machinery stuff. You have stations that look kind of like steampunkish, right?
Oh, cool.
Levers and drive wheels and flywheels and stuff moving all over the place.
So it's like a Dwemer dwelling?
More like the Tenant TARDIS.
Okay.
You see places you actually have like pump stations. You're pumping something, right? Some places you have to pump a bellows, right?
Hmm.
To be perfectly honest, again, that's actually well within technology of the time period. When you get to the late Middle Ages, it's all just a matter of somebody coming up with the idea.
And so you get down there and you see the side archways, and you can't tell what's off, but you hear people coming. You can assume there are people coming down all 4 hallways to see what the hell just happened.
Maybe we should, like, instead of killing all of them, or knocking one out, if we could capture one to see if they know where the hell we need to go to get the damn watch.
Well, the knight told us where to go.
Well,
I'm still trying to figure out where he got the idea about that, but, you know.
Well, hold on.
They know about the tower. This is a long-standing villain.
Yeah. So, remember, in all folk tales and all these legends and books and so on, for some reason the hero always knows exactly where to go to kill to do the most damage to the villain, even though they've never actually been there themselves.
So the knight gave us, like, the layout of the castle already?
He says that the watch is probably in the motive chamber in the motive chamber of the walking castle.
All we need to know is where
we'll find our way to the motive chamber, get the watch out of the motive chamber, and get back up to the
what
top.
I'm saying is we ask somebody where the motive chamber is.
How about asking the
so we
mechanical
can go
genius
there.
where the motive chamber is?
So, hold on. You've been talking a lot, and I rolled a couple of dice to see how much time I'd give you to talk, and we came up with 1 round's worth of time before the room is flooded full of goblins.
Okay, well, motive chamber is likely near the bottom of this thing. So yeah, we have to keep going down.
Where the legs are.
Yeah. So, let's keep going down.
So, each one of these is a goblin.
So, where's the down hatch?
Hold on.
Because you know what I'm going to do? Everybody down the hatch?
Hush. Shush.
None of these goblins are wearing armor because they were inside the motive tower. The reason why the goblins that you just fought had armor is because, well, the GM felt like he should make the first goblins a little tough.
And I just completely ruined that for you.
Yeah, you did.
Ah.
And so you've got what looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. You got about 10 goblins trying to rush the room for the 4 of you. Right now, as you see, there are 4 archways out of the area. Let me quickly get a picture of that.
Is there a down hatch? Go down to the next level?
No, not that you see in this room. I would normally make you spend an action, take a perception check on that since you just got here, but you were talking for a round, so you don't see one out of the corner of your eye.
All right, so which ones have the biggest bunch?
Give me a second.
Do you think? So we got 3 to the north, 3 to the south.
Oh my.
Okay, and
The light's in the way.
2 to east and west.
So this is where you're at. My phone's going to shadow it, but...
You want to use my phone?
No, it's the shadow from the light.
No,
It's fine.
My phone can compensate.
It's fine. But thank you. So, we didn't really have a plan to check your plan, so we're just going to roll initiatives, and I'm going to roll for each little group, and we'll go from there. Oh, dearie me.
I finally rolled a 6 for initiative. Now, how do I do that again?
You roll another die and add it.
Okay, so I rolled a 6, roll another,
Yep, let me do it.
and a 5! A 6 and a 5, that's an 11.
11?
Nice.
I actually managed to get a high initiative for once.
Okay.
I got a 2.
Well, that's good, because they rolled high as well. They rolled really high and really good.
Yes, they did.
That's actually 10, not 1.
Okay. That's it. That's a 10.
And that's an 11.
Crap.
All right, so what do we get?
I got 11.
You have an 11?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Camper?
I got 2.
A deuce?
I got a 2.
Okay.
Actually, in this situation, it's actually not a bad thing.
Sam's got a 12, and she's got a 1.
Crap.
So, Sam having the 12, actually we have somebody who's got 1 higher than them. You have a...
I have 11.
You have 11, so you tie them, so you have 2 people who've got higher than them. So the first person has to move is the 1, which is going to be Dorothy. So you don't really have a plan. Dorothy uses this corner as cover. She pops around the corner and fires the electric wand.
Oh.
And she can actually hit 2 targets with the wand.
Good for her.
The wand adds 10 to make the spell happen. Oh, Hello, darling. 16, 19, 29. She has 29. She gets both those goblins and zaps them both for 6 dice. Which I shall now roll. And that's 2 wounds each. That's 4 wounds. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 2 dead goblins.
I wonder if Bee Bunny actually looks like that.
So she zaps 2 goblins dead. And
Good for her.
I'm going to call that all part of a movement action because you guys being the heroes and this being the dramatic run, I'm going to have her actually spend a chip to that attack and that move off at the same time.
Oh, really? Cool. Thank you.
All right. I want now the party. Well, actually, have to be our camper. Miss Camper, you need to move next.
Okay, you got 2 coming here, 2 coming there, and 3 right here. And you got a crossbow. You said you had your crossbow out.
I have my crossbow out.
And I did roll a dodge for them, but they failed at me. She had a god-awful high number to hit them.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure that last goblin's going, what the fuck just happened?
Stretchy. Go hide around this corner and then I'll be pop.
So hiding around the corner to actually put you there.
That. Yeah. And then
Okay.
pop off my shot when I can.
Okay, so you're waiting for your turn to attack.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's had this image of my head of Sam charging those 3 goblins with a baseball bat out.
This goblin moves up to
Leroy
attack her.
Jenkins.
These 2 goblins move to attack you.
Oh.
These 3 goblins come in to try to rush Sam. And then these 2 goblins actually just kind of occupy the door frame, not letting you get past them. Sam and Inventor, your guys' determination. So what do you want to do?
Well, like I said, I figured Sam was probably going to charge the 3 goblins there, screaming Leroy Jenkins the whole way. And I'm going to do the same thing, at least so far as peeking around the corner with
I'm
you.
going to have Sam spin an initiative action here. Sam looks at you, and then he motions for you towards these 3 guys, and he goes moving into these 2. He's really going to try to bowl them over and away from the ranger.
Oh, okay. I figured she could take care of herself.
Well, he pushes them away, right? Getting them to keep them from hitting her. You have a device you can peg them, and you can move away from these 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody has a clear shot at everybody. And the only person actually going to get attacked is going to be her with that goblin in front of her.
Okay. Well, I figured Dorothy would be the one that needs the most help, but okay.
But she's only got 1 on her, and the camper's got 2 on her.
Okay. She's the combat animal. So
I won't call her a combat animal. She's a ranged attacker.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's true.
My specialty
And
is
I am a
range.
no attacker, so let's see.
Okay. So resolving that again. So that's going to be the movement, but you'd have to move on the board first before he finishes his movement.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, I'm going to move to right here in the center, where
Got it.
where I
All
can
right.
actually get the
So we
most
resolve
area effect.
so we resolve his charge. His strength of 5. And as I like that, I'm going to give him 2 bonus dice. So the bonus dice system was like this. If it's a minorly good idea, you get 1 bonus die. If it's a good idea, you get 2. If it's a really good idea, you get 3. If it's a super good idea, it's 3D plus 3. 3d6 plus 3. And if it's, oh my god, that's great, it's 3D plus 6. He bowls both these 2 goblins over and pushes them this way so they can't attack her, and now he occupies that square. So you see goblins get ready to attack you, all of a sudden he's just like, boom, pushing them away with the shield. Then we get to your attack.
Okay.
You get to throw your grenade first, or
Well,
pull your
no, I'm
guns
not
to
going to throw a
fire.
grenade because we're all in the same room, and that would be bad.
Well, it only have a splatter of 10 feet, so you'd pick the square and then 2 away from it. You can actually throw it like here and hit all 4 of those guys.
Okay.
Or here and hit all 5 of them. That would get you.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it over there like you suggested first. Oh, and meanwhile, I'm going to whip out with the last action, the last pistol. So I have it ready for the
So
next round.
move, throw, pistol. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's 3. That works.
Yep.
Okay, give me your throw. It's a ground target, so you only need a 10.
Mm-hmm. And I got it.
And this is an explosive.
That's a 12. Yeah.
Boom! There's a shattering explosive. Roll 8 dice.
Let me get this. There we go.
As we are in this closed confined space and it's loud, everybody roll willpower.
Yeah, but
boy.
I was prepared for that. Come back here, you. Ooh, that's gonna stink. All right, everybody, get ready to get splashed. Let's see, 6, 5, 5, 4. Yeah, this is gonna be messy.
I'll slammed.
Alrighty. So that's a 10. That's a 10. And then we got 8 and 5.
That's right, so that poor guy's still there. The thing after he goes off, he rolls boxcars on his will.
Oh my god, he's a tough little bastard.
All right, he looks over. All of his buddies are pulp. Machinery and stuff from the explosion have been destroyed. You can actually see the outside. Right?
Wow.
Things are smoking.
And I'm standing there grinning, covered in goo, and pointing a gun at him.
You're go.
Oh, yeah?
And he's still holding his nerve.
I peek around
I
the corner.
salute the bastard. I actually literally salute the bastard.
And you get an arrow from him.
I peek around the corner and I shoot at the goblins, I guess.
All right, it's a goblin bow. What's your health? 4?
Who's?
Your health. 4?
4.
And you're wearing light armor, which takes away 10.
I
So
think my health's at 4.
he rolls a total of 11. You
Yeah.
take 1 scratch. You get scratched by an arrow.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And pull trigger?
Yeah, I'm getting her shot off there too. Go ahead and roll your shot on him if you like. You need a 15 to hit him.
Yeah, just hold hit Sam.
Oh, not that roll. That's a really good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What's you use for sweetener on this one?
Just the milk.
Good.
Well, assume she's shooting this guy in the back.
What?
Did you like you're shooting this guy in the back or are you shooting this guy?
Or the
I
guy
was-
around the corner.
I was peeking around the corner.
Okay, well you do have Sam between the two of you.
Okay, I'll shoot the guy that's in front of Dorothy then.
Yeah.
Well, tactically, I think that would be a better decision because she's already acted out.
Okay, yeah.
Not to mention she's the weakest of us in combat.
Oof.
And you can get the shot around the corner with Sam, but then you have to shoot around
I'll
him.
shoot the guy in the
Okay.
back. Over there.
So you need to hit him in the back at 10?
I definitely
Oh, yeah,
have
she got that.
Let's see, I've got
Yes, but
12,
depending on how you got it will determine how much
13,
damage
14,
you do.
15,
Two sixes.
16, plus another 16 for my
36,
archery.
sorry, 32. And did you roll the extra bonus d6?
Yeah.
So a total of 32. You needed a 10 to hit him. That's 20 over. Yeah, you're going to roll your extra bonus d6 for the damage. The 5 dice for the weapon. All right. Plus 3 for the arrow. No, not dice, just plus 3 pips for the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And as that is such a dramatic shot, you add 2 more bonus dice.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for these little hamsters.
He's not going to survive this.
Even if you roll all ones, he's not going to survive this.
Well, it's definitely
I've
not
actually
Do you
all
have 20
ones.
points there?
Let's see.
I've actually rolled situations where
Oh, God.
I've had so many dice to kill something, or so many bonuses to kill something. Even if I rolled ones, the poor bastard was
So that's. Oops,
And that's definitely the
another
situation here.
6. And that's another
dead. He's dead.
6. So that's 18, 19, 20 plus 3, so 23.
Yeah, he's dead.
He falls down.
Does he like splatter blood all over Dorothy?
I don't think he splattered blood. I think the arrow probably goes through his body and pounds on the wall. And he's looking down at the hole going... Okay. I'm going to have you roll will because you strike me as a mad scientist kind of guy, so things going boom just seems cool to you. You
Yeah.
seem a little cruel to me.
Not so much as cruel as I just don't see these things as real because, fantasy world and they're goblins.
I can see that.
Yeah, to me they're like hamsters, they're just, small free critters.
With his massive strength and his great skill, Sam kills those two. And that leaves us just one lone goblin.
6.
I'm not going to bother roll initiative. He looks at you all. And he runs. Do you wish to chase the poor goblin down?
I don't know. Would he warn all the rest of them?
I think with the explosions, they already know we're here.
Yeah, they already know we're here. I mean, at
True
this
enough,
point in
so,
time, there is
yeah.
no point in subtlety.
Yeah, you kind of nixed that, didn't you? With all your little explosions, huh?
Yeah, well, subtlety was never my strong point. Or even my weak point. I don't think I have a point, really. Well, shall we go down to the next level, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, nowhere else to go other than down. Where the hell is down?
So at all 4 of those passageways, they're actually stairwells that led down to the other parts of the tower. Hearing you coming, you hear people moving ahead of you and fleeing. So you're going through a lot of empty rooms, a lot of smoke-filled rooms, a lot of like mechanical devices and stuff. Over a klaxon, you hear some voice gibbering out in a language you don't understand. And Dorothy looks up and goes, "Oh my God."
What?
Mm-hmm.
She reaches over and grabs a klaxon and yells back in something you think might be actually be goblin into it. A couple of minutes later, up the speaking tube comes an answer. She gives this weird look. She's like, "Oh my gosh, they're speaking a goblin from a video game I played as a kid."
Oh, well,
geez.
tell them if they all flee out of this place now, I won't blow them all up into red paste.
She sits there and she comes her hand and she goes, "I wonder if I give them an evacuation order."
Exactly.
Yeah.
She yells into the microphone, "Warning! Warning! Reactor overload! The boiler's gonna blow!" Back comes something in Goblin and probably gonna snicker. Right, be advised, Star Wars doesn't work in this universe.
Star Wars didn't exactly work in its own universe.
If you don't get out of this tower, I will blow your little place up into a big smoking crater. I mean that one, too. Because, the whole boiler overload thing just gave me a wonderful clue and a great idea.
You're gonna overload the boiler.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, it would have to have some more power, and I think probably steam power would be the most appropriate. So yeah, there'd be a boiler.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I assumed that with all the steam and the gears and everything, so, yeah.
So this is the motive chamber.
Ugh.
Party is entering from this edge.
Okay.
Okay. And you look, and they have actually come up all the goblins they can get. All these weird cybernetic clockwork things.
Including one big gigantic thing.
Hush. Into a pair of armed groups of 10 goblins each, all like 100 to their phalanx. Now here's the problem. They've got guns.
Oh, really? They got
Yep.
guns? And they're all clustered in a little phalanx.
It's hard to call them guns. The 5 guys in front have like little jabby pikes, and the 5 guys in back have something that look like rifles. They're really weird looking rifles. They have like cranks on them and stuff. Again, think big steampunk. Exactly, right?
Oh dear.
Yeah, Futurama just came right to the head.
All right. And so you see the guys with the cranks like cranking the rifles to get them ready, and they're all like sitting there and waiting. You're not sure if they fire bullets, but they look like a rifle. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like a rifle with a big crank on the side. Okay?
And they're all in a nice little tight phalanx.
Mm-hmm. Grenade!
This is what grenades are for!
All right.
Not about being a mad scientist or just mean. This is what grenades are for.
To approach the shop without being detected, I need a stealth roll.
Okay.
And maybe you might want to give it to someone who has more stealth than you.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I got decent stealth. But
Like
yeah.
maybe the camper. So recall the camper has pretty high stealth skill.
Yeah. Mine's only a +2, so. Actually, no, it's a +1, so. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to toss a grenade.
Now, what I've laid out the framework is that's just the areas like the walkways and stuff you can walk. Underneath you have a big chamber like all the gears and the wheels and stuff are, right? In the middle here's the boiler, and then out here you see the mechanical apparatus, the areas that aren't squares, where you see mechanical things and tubing all moving.
Okay, well, I'm going to hand you a grenade, and we're going to let you stealth on up there and throw it right to the center of that little phalanx.
Give me an intelligence and repair roll.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, Joseph and Mary, Jesus Christ. Okay, 10, 13, plus...
Oh, and I'm sorry. Actually, roll an extra bonus d6 on this. This is sabotage.
Okay. Plus another 6. And repair, you said? So that's a plus 16. So 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Plus 4 is 13. Plus 4, so that's 13 plus 4 is 17. 3, 20. And my plus 16.
To 36.
36.
You look around the mechanical apparatus, you suddenly realize, you know what? With enough jamming like long spars of metal, I could bring this whole thing down like putting a rod through a bike wheel.
Or I could just blow it up by, overblowing the blower.
Yeah, but the boiler may take a bit to build up charge. It's a steam engine.
We could jam it, and then we can overload the boiler,
Oh,
and then get the hell out of
Whereas the
Dodge.
mechanical stress would take effect right away as the machinery keeps trying to work.
Mm-hmm. And then the boiler and that will buy us the time to get out of here until the boiler blows. Okay.
Got a 26
I have a
stealth.
plan.
You get plus 2 bonus dice to make the throw. They don't know you're there.
So I gotta.
So it's only a 10 because you're not going to miss a group of people.
Yeah, that's the great thing about grenades is they are just designed for this sort of situation.
So what am I
Whenever you get
doing
a cluster of people in
for
a enclosed space.
throwing?
So you're rolling your athletics and agility.
Athletics and agility.
Yeah, we only got 2 more of these, so we
Remember,
can't.
add 2 dice, so agility plus 2.
We only got 2 more of these, by the way, so make this one.
We still have all the caustic ones you found in your fifth
Yeah,
edition.
but caustic ones aren't nearly as effective as this thing. Yeah, I think she made that.
Well, that's 2 6s.
Yeah, yeah, she made that.
So we have the target. Now it's a question of how much more damage do we do.
I'm gonna put this up before I knock it over with my foot.
10. That's
Oh, that's another one I've been seeing.
16.
Jim Henson's the storyteller. I haven't had a chance to buy this one yet. Is it any good?
Oh, they're all good. Every single one I've read so far.
right now.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out then.
1, 2, 3, 5, so 21 plus.
I like archaic comics. I just
27.
don't get to buy them very often.
27.
27.
27.
Shit on a stick.
You
That's
were,
better than I rolled.
you were 3 points shy of being able to like boxcar that roll, unfortunately. All right, so it's going to end up being the grenade plus an extra die of damage. Roll 9 dice damage.
I do not have 9 dice.
We'll let you borrow some.
1, 2, 3.
Thing is that when you did boxcar, you actually rolled better than I
Oh.
did.
I do have 9 dice. Never mind.
Okay.
You did boxcar, but you still rolled a higher point total than I did the last time.
So is it 9? It's 9 dice total, right?
9 dice total. Now they do count as having light armor, so we're going to subtract 10 points from the roll once we have it totaled out.
Not bad. It's 10.
So just go ahead and add up the rest of them and leave those out.
Another 10. Add up what?
So just take the first 10 out.
First 10
and
points out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just add up the rest all together.
First 10, I'll just cut those out.
Yep.
So, let's see, that's 5. 5, so that's another 10. 4. So, 10, 20, 24.
There's like 3 goblins left of that unit, and they're all not looking good.
You may run now.
But now as they know we're here, initiatives, please.
That's when you look at them and go, you may run now. Go away.
Ooh.
What's that Sam and Dorothy at 5?
I got a 9.
Nice.
Oh, shit. I got a 12.
Good. Okay, first person goes the bad guy. You hear something monstrous and huge clinking through the hole. Well, you catch a glimpse of this.
That's what I was expecting.
It doesn't look good.
It's about 20 feet tall. It looks like at one point it must have been made out of parts, plural, of multiple goblins, and had all the cybernetics welded to it. 2 smokestacks on the back spew out smog, which is like chlorine towards the top of the
That's a question.
What
top.
would happen if you
It is
jam
armed with a
something
huge
in
club. It fortunately does not seem to have any ranged weapon. What's that?
What would happen if you jam something in the smoke?
That would be a repair roll, which would occur to him.
Yep. And I was holding my finger up.
Like most other exhaust systems, if you plug the exhaust, you get something backward going into the engine, and it's not good.
So intelligence.
That was really good call, by the way.
Uh,
Just trying to see how I designed this particular type of game. Yeah.
Yeah. I was holding up my finger for that very reason. I was like, I got an idea. Okay. 10.
So what do you think? Rolling mechanics and everything else?
Yeah, that's nice.
It's very simple.
See, okay. And
Well, I wish I could take credit, but it's really just me taking West End's multiple D6 system and tweaking it in some ways.
10, 20,
They were definitely inspiration for it.
36.
36. Yeah, you realize those twin smokestacks, you have to plug them both, but once they're both plugged, that engine's probably going to break down in a matter of seconds.
Anything else that can slow it down in the meantime?
No, and you all see it's heavily armored.
Question, how firm and sturdy is that walkway it's walking on?
Sturdy enough to hold it up. As far as the design having weaknesses, I'll go ahead and give you this too. The smokestacks, plugging them, and also the joints, like the elbows, the hands, the knees, the feet. That might be what you have to go after. Okay, so that was its initiative to walk up there and be made present. You hear these 10 clock men come walking through this hallway now column, and they'll actually get out to here. So you see a couple of just starting to leave that hallway. The 3 goblins that are there, 2 of them have rifles. They're all pinning on your hallway to try to fire, and one with the spike is just staying where he was because he's not sure what else he should be doing. And then it's our go. What do we want to do?
Alrighty. I'm going to throw something caustic at that thing, that big, huge talking thing's joints.
So I assume you're using the doorway for cover.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got half cover on the doorway. Camper?
Give me cover. Kill some goblins. You might want to use
10 goblins here moving through the hallway. Those 3 remainder and the big guy.
Excuse me.
I could maybe, well, I have a 4 agility, which makes me fast, so maybe I could.
Creepy image.
A little bit.
So maybe I could run distraction.
Sam looks at you and says, the 2 of us distract it. Let Dorothy and Ed destroy this place.
That works. So I'll run out with what would be faster reload, bow and arrow or crossbow?
The bow.
Bow and arrow. So
easily
she'll
the bow
have
and arrow.
those out then.
Okay. As before he goes out into the door, he actually grabs one of your grenades off of you.
Oh, God, he's going to do a Leroy Jenkins, isn't he?
Okay. No. And with his shield up, he actually runs across here, gets out where everybody can see him, and he's banging his shield against his chest to try to attract attention, so everybody's paying attention to him and not the rest of you.
He's doing a Leroy Jenkins.
I'll give him 2 bonus dice, it's a really good idea. He busts.
Really?
He busts. No one pays any attention to him.
I guess my turn to run out there?
Uh-huh.
I'll run out and I'll run out screaming.
Okay.
Leroy Jenkins!
Give me a speech, because this is technically a taunt. Give me a speech and charisma roll. But it's a good idea, so I'm going to give you 2 bonus dice.
You really need to have her watch a Leroy Jenkins video or some player
I think
does
she
that.
knows who Leroy Jenkins is.
Yeah.
I've heard it referenced quite a lot.
Leroy Jenkins!
It was one of those MMORGs, and...
Did you slam that roll?
yes,
I
she
got
did.
a 6 and 2 5s.
No, you didn't slam it, but you got a total of 21. Sorry, 16.
Yeah, I was like, where's the 21 coming
That's
from?
15, that's good enough. So the goblins are all paying attention to you, and you see the guns and everything swivel towards you.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What's your dodge?
18.
You know, I'm just thinking we have to put metal.
No hit.
in. We have to put metal.
No hit. The 4 guys here and these 2 guys, the guns are actually steam guns. We see them cranking, so actually building up the steam charge.
Huh.
So rather than have gunpowder, they actually use steam weapons.
I'm not even going to ask how the physics of that work.
It looks cool. They fire these bolts at you. The bolts are about this big. And the bolts are sparking off the wall and ricocheting.
Because they suck at aiming.
You have very high dodge.
I have a wonderful, incredibly cool idea. I'm going to melt that thing's leg joints at the knees with one of my little caustic thingies, acid thingies.
Trace the acid on it.
And push it over the edge.
Into the machinery below.
Yes.
I will give you plus 3d6 for the push because it's a good idea, but you got to hit the target first. Okay, so they're acted out. Dorothy goes next. Dorothy targets with her lightning wand down here. Since her lightning wand actually has a 10-foot wide arc, she can actually zap all those guys.
Holy smokes!
Nice.
So she steps out from behind you, zaps. Very well. Doing 6 dice damage. Dead, dead, dead.
I wonder what the steam gun does when the steam guns do when they get hit by that much electricity.
Well, it wouldn't be heat, so they wouldn't explode, but their mechanical parts stop working.
Well, I figured...
The reason I gave her a lightning rod.
I figured if you put enough heat into the steam, that's what
So she reduces our goblins to 5. She steps out, zaps them, and then she steps back behind you for cover.
No, I was just thinking, if you put enough heat into steam, that's what causes a boiler explosion.
Right, but the electricity wouldn't carry heat in this fantasy environment as much as it would like shut down parts of their golem cybernetics.
Okay, no, I was just
She
curious.
comes back, she claps you and says, "If you're going to do something bright, Eddie, now's the time to do it."
No, it's incredibly dumb, but it's going to be cool.
I like that line too. So you step out of the cover to get the shot.
Uh-huh.
All right, since it is aiming a target at the knee and it's on a moving target, even though it's big, I'm going to ask for a 20 total.
Okay.
But you're rolling your athletics, your agility. Since this is a vital, like, high drama moment, I want you to do a total dice roll. You spend a chip, half those dice go to 6. So let's count up the dice now. So you have how much agility? Hold on, before you roll, you have how much agility?
2.
So we're going to set one of your agility dice to a 6. And then you have how many athletics dice? It's automatically, so we automatically set that. So you're going to automatically set to 12. Right? Now you're rolling 1 die plus 2 bonus dice. Because I like the idea. It's a good moment. Ah!
Leroy Jenkins!
You got it?
Yes, barely.
Boom! You hit
Exactly.
it right on the knee.
Exactly that point.
Roll your 6 dice acid damage. Its armor will not help it. It has a health, however, of 7.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
going to take a while.
And that's why. Don't get hit by it. It has a 10 strength.
Oh, Jesus.
With a plus 10 club.
Well, that's pretty damn good. Yes.
So break up each 7.
Actually, I don't have a 7 in there. I'm going to have to just do the old-fashioned division. Okay, so 6, 10, and 8. So go ahead and just knock this down to a 1. Take that 4 out. And that gives me...
Well, hold on. You have 10 and 6, that's 16. And then 8 to 16 makes 24.
Well, I got 2 6s, 2 5s, and I had 2 4s. So they said you had a 7, so I took the 7 out. That at least leaves me a 1.
No. It doesn't have armor. The armor won't count. So leave that 7 in.
Oh.
Every 7 points is a wound level.
Oh. Okay. So I'll go ahead and put that 8 back in there. So basically I have 18 and 12. And that would
It's
be
20. That's 2 wounds rounded up. Because 21 would be 3 wounds. Okay. So you put 2 wounds on its leg. You see the leg kind of buckle a little bit, and the monster loses some of its movement. It does finish its movement into the round, and you see it raising up its club and get ready to strike next round.
So basically it's...
Roll initiative.
Oh, boy.
Wait a minute, I had 2 more moves, don't I? 1 more move, don't I?
No. Skill action to look at the room. Because you're looking at it for weaknesses.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Step out, throw. That's 3.
Okay. I didn't think to count the looking around shit. Sorry.
I'm going to set Dorothy and Sam to 5.
I got 7.
7.
5.
5. Monster has 3. You're all moving for it. Since you heard it, it turns and starts trying to clank towards you.
I was going to try and catch it before I got off the bridge.
Well, too late.
If you give me a chip, I'll let you attack and do it the whole thing. Because I still have some feet there. Okay, you going to throw it again?
Yep.
Okay, same thing. You need a 20. I will ever give you 2 bonus dice because it's a dramatically appropriate ideal.
Yes. Taint it. Yeah.
What's your total hit?
Let's see, 3, 8, and 15. So they 8 plus 11. Let's say 8 plus 11.
8 plus 11 is 19.
19.
That's a miss.
And let's see. And you said 2 extra die?
Oh, you didn't roll bonus dice yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 bonus dice.
And that's another 8.
That'll be a hit.
Alrighty. So
6 dice for me.
6 dice.
Yep.
Okay.
37 points is a wound.
Yeah, keeping track of the bonus die can sometimes be a little iffy. Shit, where did all these 5s come from? I'm not complaining, mind you, it's just like, damn it. Okay, 10, 20, 23.
That'd be 3 more wounds. The leg completely comes off. It hops on its one leg for a bit, tries to hold itself up on the club, and its arms tries to grab onto the wall. It spends the rest of the turn trying to remain upright.
Okay, so what would be the best way to make this thing tumble over the railing?
All right. Sam takes the explosive, throws it at the goblins. Just going to get that out of there right away.
I'm going to go ahead and spend my last movement to try and figure out how to get this thing over the
Don't
railing.
you have an explosive left if my count's correct?
Yeah, but it would be point blank range and I'd be caught in the explosion at that range.
Not if you back up next round, because it's spending the rest of this round just trying to stay upright.
That's a good point. Okay, I can go ahead and hold action until then.
Miss Camper, what are you doing while all this is going on?
Matter of fact,
There's no way to shoot at anymore, right?
The big honking thing there!
Dorothy, as a matter of fact, Dorothy could probably hit with electricity and that would probably do some serious damage to it.
Okay,
You
what?
like put an arrow through like one of the arms so it can't use the club. Remember, you gotta think high fantasy here.
True. Okay, I'll
Or
shoot
maybe put an
it.
arrow through its eye so it can't see.
Probably a little goblin in the chest.
All I see now is a goblin right by the legs on a bicycle trying to make the legs move.
I'm sorry, this thing just brings back Labyrinth so much.
Labyrinth was part of the inspiration for the game.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I cannot wait for the role-playing game to come out.
So,
Let's see. So either eye or arm. Well,
or, since you're a camper, you could actually climb it and shove something down the smokestacks if you wanted to.
Yeah. It's not like he can swing the club at you. And if he moves the other arm too much, he's going to throw himself off
It's not
balance.
moving the rest of the round. It's a stable platform.
do I have anything that I could shove into his?
Sure you do. You got stuff on you.
You got your cloak. Remember, we got fresh
Clothes,
clothing.
bottles, water skins. We all geared up in the town.
Okay, yeah, she'll go to.
Give me an
cunning.
athletics. You see her camper like climb up the engine. You're like, what are you doing?
It's athletics and what?
Athletics and agility. And I think, is this a high dramatic motion? I do want a total dice roll for this one.
Okay.
Would you like to spend a check?
Wait a minute, if he's hopping around on one foot, if he tries to swing his free arm around to try and catch her, he's going to throw himself off balance.
That's why I'm saying this is the perfect time to do this.
Yeah.
All right, so what we do is we take your total dice. How many dice would you have all together?
I have 6.
I got 2 dice. I got 2 chips.
6 altogether. Add 2, because I like this idea, so that makes 8. Set half of those to 6.
Oh, well, the total dice is 5.
Total
I
dice is
like that
5.
picture.
Yeah.
So you're going to be rolling 7 dice altogether. Set 4 of those dice to 6 and roll 3 dice.
Oh, okay.
I normally don't like this Japanese anime emulation shit. I usually like Western style illustration, but that one's pretty good. I like it.
So 4 dice to 6?
Set 4 dice to 6 and then roll 3 dice. Clambering up the monstrosity like a monkey. She gets at the top of the smokestacks and just jams them full.
Hold on.
Tuki. Now you got to get down.
Plus 2.
Of course, that's always easier because you have gravity working for you.
So it was plus 2 dice for the dramatic thing?
Mhm.
I'm just trying to make sure I have the right amount of
Yep,
dice
yep.
here. So I had
Just do
4
not,
for
when
that.
you jump back down, do
and
not miss the
2
railings.
for that, and then those 2. So okay, I need to count. I'm sorry.
No problem.
So 4 for agility.
And how many athletics do you have? 4?
For athletics, it's 2.
Right, so 6
Okay.
total. Add 2 bonus dice. 8.
So
So set
there.
4 of them, 2,
Okay.
6, and then you'd roll 4 dice.
So I
You're
did
off by 1
have.
die.
Yeah. Because I knew something wasn't adding up right, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, that's how I felt with my last roll too. I was like, wait a minute, I'm off by something. This is like I have too few die here.
Okay.
I just rolled all these incredibly high die and I'm still there at 20. What the hell? Oh, 2 more. Idiot.
15, 18. 5, 10.
So she scrambles up the
15.
machine,
Yeah.
shoves something in both the smokestacks, and then jumps off safely. And just as she jumps off, you see the machine go. Smoke comes out the sides like steam, and a pair of small legs come out of the middle as the top and the bottom separate.
That's just rude.
And now it looks kind of like a weird sort of like two thick-armed spider, and it's trying to like rotate up so it can clatch onto the roof.
And I am now going to run this thing.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then we have Dorothy. Dorothy steps out and goes, "Oh no, you don't!" Uses the last charge in her wand to zap it. The spider kind of goes, "Does the funky chicken?" Falls on the leg, which falls off the bridge.
I don't have to charge it. Wonderful.
Right?
I was not looking forward to being a hero.
And then you, seeing the thing that she just zapped, here going, its own boiler is starting to get too much pressure. We've probably got about 20 seconds.
Push it over the edge.
All right, so you're going to push it.
Mm-hmm.
Sam sees what you're doing. He goes to push. Everybody gets in there to push. Everybody make a strength roll.
Oh,
All your dice
roll.
together.
Strength roll?
Yep.
Yeah, well, that ain't going to help. I ain't going to help much with that.
Sam and the girlie both drop chips, so they automatically get half their dice.
Well, I actually will help. I actually will help.
So we need a 100 total. Sam and Dorothy produce, between the two of them, a 60. So we need 40 more points.
I only got 6, because I only got a strength of 1.
46?
Well, I got this half thing with 6,
Right.
and then I just rolled a 1.
So that'd be, let's see, 46 be 52, it'd be 53. So you have what we need. We're starting to push it.
Leverage. Leverage.
You get it halfway there. You hear the boiler really starting hot. You can feel it. By the second turn, you'll have a 53 again. You get it just over, just in time.
I was going to say, just use leverage.
And right when it hits, the boiler goes critical. Right when it hits, and sends shrapnel all throughout the thing. And you ever make a fate check to keep you hit by the shrapnel.
I was about to say, duck.
This is going to be a fate check requiring a 10. Because you got some cover around you can duck behind.
If I dropped a chip, would that make me auto pass? Because
Yes.
I only have 1 dice.
That
'cause-
works. That
yeah.
works.
I actually have a pretty high fate, so I'm going to go ahead and risk
I
it.
have a fate of 1.
And I make it.
Y'all duck in time.
By 1 point, but I make it.
The whole tower comes to a shrieking, shuddering stop. The legs continue to try to move, but now stuff is stuck in the bottom. And you can tell that in a matter of a couple of minutes, if the boiler doesn't go critical, the legs will tear the thing apart in a matter of about 30 to 40 seconds.
All right, gentlemen, ladies, we have maybe about a minute to find this damn watch. Move.
Everybody give me a perception and awareness roll.
Actually, I'll just go ahead and use the red die again. I see did me well last time.
Sam Snake Eyes.
I got a 2 5s and a 6.
Okay. And
17?
you both spot it in the middle of the boiler. The watch is what's keeping one of the regulators even.
It's not anymore. Let's get the hell out of here
I'm not going to
now.
make the rolls to go get it. I'm going to say you got it. One last roll. Athletics and agility. Total dice roll. You must get more than a 15 to get out of here without getting hurt.
A total dice roll?
Total dice roll. And
Screw that.
Sam and
I'm not even going to roll for that.
Dorothy will spend chips to make that happen. See, that's why I put the chips in, so that if they really want it right away, they'll make the dice roll. All right,
Yeah.
no problem. You all get up to the top of the tower. The Pegasus, they fly in. One of them being chased by an ornithopter. You see the metal jaws actually bite into the flank of the Pegasus and dies. You shoot one out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
You manage to all get up on one. Dorothy and Sam end up double riding one of theirs, and you fly away just as the tower comes to a great shuddering stop and begins to collapse.
Wait
Fire
for
and
it.
steam.
Wait for it.
Explosions
Wait
go
for
everywhere.
it. Boom. I did that.
The knights fly beside you. They look a little beaten up, but they're all good. And you all fly back to Brightcroft, triumphant heroes. When you arrive at Brightcroft, bards sing your tales. There's a massive feast. Everyone gets drunk. Sorry, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I need one more willpower roll because you're teenagers and it's a fantasy world and there are several attractive, beautiful fantasy people around you.
Oh boy.
I'm going to fade.
I got a 7.
No.
And I snake eye it, so.
To keep things legal, no one gets laid. But you do end up with sweethearts and like make-out sessions and things like that that normally happen between kids.
This is a fantasy world. What happens in fantasy world stays in fantasy world.
This would also be happy to put this video up on YouTube later. So, no. Does not happen. Does not happen.
There's a lot of necking.
Only legal adults get the full Monty. What can I say? But there's a lot of necking and a lot of time. You'll end up with a fantasy sweetheart.
Hey,
Who leave behind tragically. They sigh.
This 15-year-old kid will be 16 in a month. We can edge things.
Sadly, all your 14, 15-year-old characters aren't in France, where that'd be totally legal, which is scary.
Hey, 16 is legal in Illinois.
You can get married at 14 in France. Did you know that?
Yes.
I couldn't believe that when I read that.
Really? Who the hell would want to get...
You have to have parental permission, but at 14 you can legally marry.
Why the hell would you want to get married at 14?
You can do it in Mississippi, too.
Old stating laws from a different time and a different place. What can I say?
Actually, I think 15 to 16 is the legal age in almost every European country.
You end up being celebrated. You all have a little bit of reputation. So if you ever play a follow-up adventure, people will remember your characters. Which I intend to do this occasionally because I liked this. This was fun. And as I was saying to her, I think actually for the horror setting, this actually works a little bit better than Red Ink did.
Here you go. Go ahead and take this chip so I don't lose it.
Okay. And you end up going back to the shop. Come back to the clockwork. The Bright Croftians all tearfully say goodbye. Some make you promise to write them. They'll get letters to you some way or the other, so you'll have contacts now in this otherworldly fairy realm. You step back through the clock, and you're back in Mr. Lung's shop. And when you look up at the clock, only 5 minutes has passed. Even though for you it's been about 5 or 6 days.
So it is a lot like Narnia and Fillory, where time doesn't move the same way.
Time doesn't flow the same way.
Yeah.
Mr. Lung is up and goes, "Oh, good. Tea's done." He brings the tea out for you. So, tell me about your adventure.
We blew up a lot of shit.
He blew up a lot of shit.
Suddenly, a large metal hand, about 15 feet of metal hand, tries to reach through the clockwork and get you all. Mr. Lung turns to it. His face metamorphs. Suddenly, he is not a human being. He's a beautiful, pure white creature with golden hair and mane, serpentine eyes and scales. And he goes, whoosh! And bright white light flies out of the dragon's mouth and melts the hand trying to grab you all.
So, you're a dragon.
Strokes his golden whiskers. Well,
That explains things.
Bucker. And that's where the adventure ends.
I was going to say, well, remind me not to ever piss you off again.
What do y'all think?
It was fun.
So is it like a one-shot tool and a way to introduce people to role-playing, which was the main two goals of the system? I think this works very well. And again, it's not entirely mine. Basically, all I did is I just West End and I put some tweaks into it to make it work better. Because like in West End Star Wars, you're rolling all the dice all the time by the core rules. Unless the GM decides, I'm going to go ahead and just make those dice a certain amount pips. That idea also didn't come from me. It actually came from, of all things, Postmortem Studios.
Actually, I think in West End Games, that is now a GM.
I saw it in the revised guide.
Yeah, it's now a general thing where you can do that.
This is Postmortem Studios.
I was going to ask if I could
version
borrow
of
that.
Gore. Right? And this is, I mean, he even says that he just used the D6 system because it's open end. And the back of his gaming product, he's got an open end agreement.
Yeah. Yeah, West End Games pretty much allows you to use D6 if you want it.
The main thing about...
I think I downloaded all their various versions.
The main thing about this rolling system is that it is super simple.
Yes, it is.
He came up with the idea for his of putting so many pips per die, which is the first time I had seen that, and I did see it in the revised West End guide.
Yeah.
And he also had some ideas about how to do initiative and multiple attacks, because like you saw me rolling for not all the goblins individually, so me rolling for like groups of goblins and adding one extra die as a variant. So some tweaks like that, I think you could actually do everything we do in a standard role-playing game with this system. Like whole battle scenes if you needed to. And it's cheap and it's simple, and the best part is since we're only using these, everybody can go to a supermarket, buy 2 packs of bicycle dice, right, for their kids, and you've got everything you need to run the game by the game book. So I'm really looking forward to making this our introductory role-playing system. I probably want to do the Dragon Next Door as a setting for it.
Mm-hmm.
As I was telling you earlier, I think this actually worked really well for the horror game too. We didn't have it show up today, but essentially, like I was saying, there's so many health points per box. I was doing the same thing with fear. But you guys were rolling played so well, I didn't feel like actually making you all roll against fear because you're all being such heroic people, right? And I was basing the toughness you have against fear based off your age. The older you are, the less of effect fear has on you.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's the opposite.
That's what gets to risk. When I'm talking about fear, I'm talking about like otherworldly, Cthulhu-esque, in-your-face kind of fear, which a child's not going to handle as well as an adult.
I don't really know.
Right? And how it's going to work that is like let's say your fear, I put it on there as the mind temper. Let's say your mind temper is a 5. Every 5 points of fear the attacker rolls on its fear check. It's a possible level of fear you could gain, then you roll a resist and subtract it away. That actually might work better for fear than the system we were using, which is based off Call of Cthulhu, where we actually have so many insanity points and you're tracking the insanity points. Right?
That's definitely one thing I would change, because that to me never really made a whole lot of sense, because that's not how insanity works. It's not one of these dull progression things. It's one of those things that is kind of random in a way.
And the only reason why they did it was because they were trying to emulate Lovecraft's Tales. Right? Whereas I can see someone just having like, you just have for one reason that one thing you just freak out with all of a sudden that normally wouldn't upset you, but because the combat starts with else, just you freak over it. Right?
Yeah, and then you have other people like my gunnery sergeant, for example, who went through 3 tours of Nam and just basically it was all shrug.
And it's also one less thing for the GM and the players to have to track. You know, so one thing about the system we were rolling is that we didn't have to track any like health points or anything else like that. We were just counting up levels and stuff.
Yeah. So basically, Gunny made all his rolls. So, you know.
Alrighty. Well, I'm glad you all liked it. I'm glad you all did my one shot with me. What did you think of the idea of the setting?
I like the setting. It kind of reminds me of Kids on Bikes, but modern.
Yeah.
I like Kids on Bikes because it's 1980s, and you have no cell phones, no computers, and it very much emulates that whole era where the kids are pretty much on their own, because nobody believes them because they're kids, but also because there's just none of that mass communications you have today either. So if they get in trouble over their heads, there's no way for them to get help.
Well, this you could set it modern day, you could set it 20s, you could do the medieval era if you wanted to.
Yeah.
The way I've written it, right? It's very loose and generic. The other thing I liked about this idea is when I wrote the original story, The Dragon Next Door, with the 4 kids in Louisiana, the idea of the wonder of it kept coming through as I'm writing the story. I mean, at one point, I don't know if you had a chance to read it yet, when the magician saves their life, he saves them with a baseball. He throws the baseball at the orc trying to abduct them, and the baseball keeps hitting the orc. And the command order was Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Right? And so the poor orc's getting battered with his baseball back and forth, so finally he falls down to the ground, unconscious. The baseball flies back to the magician.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
And the magician says, well, man's lucky it wasn't Jack Hobbs. And all the kids who are Americans are like, who? Jack Hobbs is a famous cricketer.
Yeah.
Right? The magician looks at them, who's insufferably British, goes, Jack Hobbs? Cricket? And this is backwoods Louisiana, right? So one of the kids is like the bug? Heathens, I'm amongst the bloody heathens.
I got no freaking clue who Jack Hobbs is. So.
I tell you what was one day, a little sidetrack. I'm sitting there at the, not the current hotel, but a different hotel, and this guy walks in, and he looks familiar. I'm like, I know you. Where do I know you from? Right? Now, that hotel being run by a bunch of Indians, I was starting to get familiar with some things in Indian culture, and I didn't realize it, but I had seen this guy's face in news clippings. He was a world-famous cricketer.
Oh, wow.
Right? He's like, yeah, I'm retired over in India, but I come over here and I play, because, it's retirement. I'm playing over at Nathan Benderson Park in the cricket tournament for Lakewood Ranch. I'm like, dude! And he was like, you know what cricket is? Yes, I know what cricket is. Do you prefer to win by wickets or by runs? He's like, oh, you got to go for runs. I mean, wickets is just cheap. And we start talking cricket, right? The guy with him,
esoteric,
who's his ride, is looking at both of us like we're speaking a foreign language.
Well, it is to me.
Right?
I have read and reread the Wikipedia entry on cricket. I still cannot make heads or tails of anything.
It's not that hard.
I need a freaking translation book just for the terminology so I can understand. I have to understand the terminology if I can understand the rules.
But anyway, all right. So I'm glad you liked that one shot. We will at some point do it again.
I want a copy of that painting.
The next time I might do it with a more of a mystery film noir setting. See how it works for that.
Okay.
More of a gradual mystery than a fantasy wonder. But hopefully we won't have to do that again too soon. My intent is that we do Star Wars for like 2 weeks at a time, then Hyboria, because I want to get back to my swords and sorcery. That's my bread and butter. That's my
I
thing.
want to get back to Hyboria as well anyway. So
Yep.
yeah, I love
All right.
Star Wars, but I love Hyboria.
What
as well.
is our time? I've got 8:30?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I love that painting. That's a nice painting. That's how